It's 2021, it's the year of video. I know it. So that's why I'm gonna kick the year off by me posting on my YouTube channel a little bit more regularly, because I don't post there at all. It's kind of embarrassing because I do video production for a living. But I'm always doing everybody else's video production work, so producing content for tons of companies. So I have an overwhelming amount of time and hours behind a computer and behind a camera. So I might as well teach you guys how to do it. Why not? Do it yourself. Or at least know a little bit more on how you can do it yourself. It'll make everybody's life a little bit easier and a little bit better at the end of the day. So be sure you subscribe, ring the bell so that way you get notifications when I post a new video. So that way you can learn something cool. We'll see how this works. So the first one I'm gonna work on, it's a client of mine, Reliant Federal Credit Union. This particular spot, it's a promotional video, so it's only a 30-second commercial. So it's gonna go on like, YouTube bumpers. It's gonna maybe land on like a Hulu ad. It could be on television. I don't really know if they're gonna run it on TV or not, but they might. But it's definitely gonna be served in an ad platform online. So this is a promotional base. It's got animation work. It's got 3D stuff. It's got all Premiere Pro editing, all After Effects animation. I'm using some plugins that are pretty cool that some people might be interested in checking out. Where I get my stock music, how I get my music, how I do my sound design, all that cool stuff. I'm going to go over all that. I'm going to get right into it.
I'm right here in Premiere Pro. This is an Adobe software. It's in the Adobe Creative Cloud right here. You can download all these apps that I use. I use a ton of them. So for me, it's totally worth it to just pay for the master collection. It's awesome. I love this software. So I've got this project here. I'm not going to go through how I set it up. I'm going to do that in another video. But for this one, I'm already like kind of well into the project. So I met with my client, I'd say like a month or so ago, and we put together this document called a CSA. This is something that I type up to just kind of wrangle everybody in the room on what the video or whatever it might be is going to look like. This is a good pre-production motto, like make sure you have a bit of a plan before you go do something, right? You're going to run into problems. So with this, we write up our script. So that's the script section here on the right-hand side. And then the left-hand side, sorry. And then on the right-hand side here, I've got the visuals of what kind of visuals we want to pair with the written script. And some people, they might draw up a storyboard. I usually don't do that. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to draw up a storyboard for something. But this particular project, we had a location that we wanted to be on that I needed to get approval from that particular location. So I did put together a little storyboard to show them. So this is what I put together. I kind of shot some preliminary footage just to kind of like get an idea for what this thing was going to look like. Just so that I could like walk the location through it. And that location was going to be Fremont Motors. We wanted to kind of film somebody on their property shopping for a car, and we want to make sure it's okay that their logo maybe appear in the video and all that stuff, so that we don't get into any like legal bind where I put my client in a particular situation they didn't want to be put in. So I put all that into thought before I just go running and gunning and filming stuff. So this is a pretty good idea of like what this video is going to look like. This is a super generic storyboard, but I mean, honestly, I would normally never even put one of these together. So, and I put this together. This is all done in Illustrator. It's a great piece of software. I take the stills from video and then I just drop them in and just kind of pretty it up a little bit. And then over here in InDesign, that's where I put together this little guy, this little CSA. So that's all in the Adobe software. Like, I mean, I as a video guy, you kind of end up use it all. Like you don't just edit video all day. So over here, I'm just gonna jump back to the project. This project's pretty cool too because it's got this little animation stuff I've already built. So I've got pre-developed assets, and then I've got some stuff that's like these 3D properties, right? So this looks kind of jacked up a little bit because I was messing around, but if we just right click on a video here and you go edit original, it's gonna just take you into that piece of software, which I used After Effects. And you can see here, I've got that comp that I've kind of developed that asset in. So this year I'm using a plugin called Elements 3D, and that plugin is plugged into After Effects. So this is just a plugin that allows me to build out 3D objects like iPhones and like Just stuff like that, you know, like just general old 3D things that I need to fly a camera around it. Well, shoot, I can fly a camera around it and I can fit it into a scene if I need to. So this particular thing, I don't really know what I was gonna do, but like, I don't know, I can do whatever I want it to do. I can kind of fly this little camera around and place this stuff to look the way it needs to, and fly these little 3D items around if I need to, stuff like that. This is just basically a pretty cool plugin. I really recommend it. I think it's only like $300. You can buy it. It's developed by Video Copilot. Awesome stuff. I really enjoy it. It's very powerful and pretty rad. So okay, back to the project. You can basically take a comp you've developed here. You can just drag it and drop it into your Premiere or into your Premiere Pro project, and that will basically allow you to just have that thing right there. So like if you need to like move your lights around, fly your camera around, that's gonna just update in real time over in Premiere. See how that just updated right away? I mean, it just happens right away. It's like a giant plugin for all pieces of software dynamically linking. So that's why I really recommend using Premiere Pro. It's just a very powerful software. It's definitely not like the easiest editor out there, but I mean, it's not hard either. It's just your generic non-linear editor. Plenty of very powerful things that you can do with it. So it's pretty much all I've got to show here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna work on this thing and then let you guys check it out when I'm all finished up, and then we can wrap this video up.
At Reliant Federal Credit Union, managing your money just got a lot easier. Welcome to Reliant Digital. Handle all of your finances from the palm of your hand, simplifying everyday tasks like checking your balance. Depositing your money just got easier. You can even look up your credit score and apply for a loan to meet your needs. Together, let's make life easier. Together, we are Reliant.
Hopefully that was a little bit informative to some of you guys out there. Just basically walking you through the software I use, a little bit of touching on what I'm doing with the project. I'm not really breaking down the project in too much detail, like color grading or sound design. But I do plan on making a couple of videos that will talk about that kind of stuff a little bit more in depth, and that is if you want to end up using this kind of software that I use. I was trying to record earlier, had bad audio, so I actually had to rig up a decent recording setup so that way you guys could hear me during the screen recordings. I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch it, so be sure, subscribe, ring the bell, so that way you guys get notifications on all my future videos.